Is the Bitcoin bottom in right now? And did you miss the last chance for a massive discount in general about crypto? Or will we still go lower into the halving? That is something that we need to talk about today. And I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen. If you think that's interesting, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's directly get into it here. So I want to start off with first saying sorry that I was not doing a video for the last 2 days. First, I had a lot of things to do and to deal with some other stuff, but now I'm back every day. Every single day, we're going to talk about what's happening here. And it is a really important part right now of that cycle that we need to talk about, because you cannot mess this up. This is potentially your last chance to get insane entries for life-changing money. So, but we have to talk about what's going on with Bitcoin here first before we can talk about anything else. Grayscale keeps selling. I'm not really surprised about that. As we can see here, when it comes to the spot ETF net inflows, so they are for the last 4 days negative. I don't think that this is going to change into the halving. After the halving, yes, it's going to change again. I'm really skeptical if this is going to change today or tomorrow, just before the halving. So I'm not expecting it, So, but with that small Bitcoin bounce, maybe we get a positive inflow here today. But again, I'm not counting on it for the time being, which is fine, So now when we move here to first the lower time frames, before I show you what's actually going on here in the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin is in this downwards parallel channel and started now the first time to break out of it, but for now is still kind of in it. We came with that last 4-hourly candle back into it. I want to see a clear break out of it with continuation in direction of like $64,000. That is for me right now the first level that I want to see Bitcoin reclaiming. And once we do that, I'm pretty sure that down here yesterday, that was the bottom. But only if we break $64,000 and close the daily candle above that. If we do that, like I said, down here, that was most likely the bottom. Did I catch the bottom? No, I didn't. But this is also not the goal. Most of the time, you never catch the exact bottom. You can get lucky, but most of the time, you don't. When it comes to the overall momentum, when we look at the indicators, there's still a little bit of momentum left to the upside here in stochastic RSI. The RSI has still a lot of room, here massive room to go to the upside. And here I also would like to see Bitcoin getting above like 50%, So if we get here above that line here, that would, at that point also, I will come out on the 4-hourly chart and tell you, okay, it looks like the bottom is in. Once we are getting here over the 50% mark on the RSI. So these are small things that you can use to determine if the bottom is in or not right now. When we're moving into higher time frames, where are we on the Wall Street cheat sheet? Because I can tell you one thing. I was thinking about this a lot today. It feels disgusting right now to be in the market when you look at your portfolio. And now think about that. When did you feel so disgusted, so filthy dirty to look at your portfolio that you are like, I want to just quit and throw this shit away and start something else because this is not making money. This is not making sense. Think about it. When did you have the last time that kind of feeling? And I was thinking about this today when I was in a taxi on the way to a shopping mall. I was like, the last time I felt like this at the Bitcoin bottom, and for most of the part of 2022, that's how I felt like. And when you think about this, and you come to the same conclusion that around the last bottom where we hit $16,000, or 2022 where we were in the massive bear market, when you think about it, and you come to the conclusion that you felt there the last time like this, then you understand we are either at the bottom, local bottom, or really, really, really close to it right now. And I'm going to show you now here on the Wall Street cheat sheet where we are most likely in the cycle. So here you have from the see this as the last cycle. So in the last cycle we had here the COVID drop, then we went into the hope phase. So everybody was thinking like, okay, it looks like we're going back up. Then optimism, oh, Bitcoin is having a shot at $50,000. Then here my favorite account followed me back, so on Twitter. So and then also Bitcoin was like way Bitcoin was like at here like 55,000 and something or something. Then the thrill when we went over 60,000, then 70,000 into euphoria. So and then we start dropping again into complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation. So and here at anger, we thought the bottom is in, but it wasn't. And then at the depression phase, that's where we had like this $16,000 bottom. And then we went again into the disbelief stage, and that is where we are at right now, more or less in the disbelief stage. So when nobody is trusting this run here to the upside on the 3-day chart and thinks, oh, this is maybe the start of another bear market, so we're not in a bull market yet. So this looks like that we go back, so and when people start questioning themselves in that kind of manner, and you see it right now a lot on Twitter, and I saw it also in a lot of other places, if people start questioning that scenario, that we are not in a bull run, that we are going to 50K or even below 50K, and then go sideways for a couple of months before we then at some point go back up, when you start people questioning something like this, then that we are in the disbelief stage, because there's still a little bit of distrust in it, So once we are leaving this disbelief stage, we go into the hope stage, and the hope stage will start when we break the all-time high that we created this year at 73,000 and something, and some change, $1,000. Once we are doing that, the hope stage starts, and we will then move here into the other stages again that we saw over here, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. So here you also see this took a long time to get there, So it took us from the bottom, September 2020 to April 21. So this is 7 months of more or less only up before we saw a correction and then created another top. And then we had our double top. So I see something similar playing out here again. So and that was here then in November 21. So that was basically 14 months later from the bottom. So if you want to go now and say, okay, now the bottom was here in November 2022, where is the next top potentially? Logically, you would say, if we did not have the ETF inflows, again, we would be now there, so more or less, from November 2022, 14 months later. So this is like, so yeah, we would have passed that already, So, but this is absolutely fine, so I have no issue with that because this, we have also the halving, so that was happening here also in 2020. And just after the halving, we get the proper run to the upside. When we are going to the weekly chart, also here, I want to give you just some perspective. We are here in this big logarithmic regression chart here, where we are going to the upside. We have in this cycle not touched the top of it, or it got even close to it. So in every bull run, we touch it or get close to it. So and if we would touch it today, or this week, we would be at $137,000. We did not even get close to it yet, So I believe we are not going to touch it at least before we are at $160,000. And again, because of the ETF inflows, I actually think for the not for the first time, but potentially. So if we close the weekly candle above it, it would be for the first time. I believe that this regressional chart could be breaking for the first time here, where we close a weekly candle outside of it. But of course, we're going to come back into it, you know, in the bear market. But I think that's the first time where we're going to see that we are breaking out of this regression channel, which is fine, you know, so we want this to be happening. So, but put in some perspective on the weekly candles. You know, I said this 2 days ago on the other video. Look from where we came and where we are at now. So if I look at this, you know, so we had here our bottom, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low, and now potentially again a higher low. Is that a problem? I don't see here a huge problem, you know, so, and that's why I have already also some positions open again, exactly as I told you guys. I told you I will start buying again slowly, and I will get more heavy into the market and deploy more capital as we are going here sideways and potentially start going up here again. I will deploy more capital after the halving again, because I believe after the halving, the whole shit show is done. And then it's, again, at least for the majority of the market, back to up only. So we're going to talk about this when we get there. To have here a couple of red candles is not really scaring me, you know, so especially with holding $59,400. And the next level that we are going to break here, which is major resistance, is here. $70,400 on the weekly chart. So once we are breaking, oh no, actually a little bit lower, sorry. So kind of like here, 69,000, let it be $300, you know, $69,300, a weekly candle close above that level, like a proper candle close, you know, I want to see a candle like this here above that level. You know, once we get a candle close like this and we get the next candle also moving away from it, then we know, okay, so first of all, it's a new all-time high, but then we know, okay, bull market mode is completely back on the table. But if you realize it then, it's already a little bit too late, you know, so you have to start buying when you feel really, really disgusted about the market, you know, so, and this is how I felt the last 3 days, really, really disgusted, you know, being in this market. But this is the best moment to buy, you know, so when you see in the supermarket a huge discount, you're happy about it. You know, you go and want to get this discount, and you have to change your mentality in crypto about the same thing. You know, when you see a huge red candle, you need to start buying and be happy about it and not think, oh shit, my portfolio went down like 40%, you know, so in a matter of a week, you know, so that is the wrong mindset. You should see this as a huge opportunity, especially now in altcoins, where you potentially never see these prices for this cycle again that we are seeing right now. When I go back here to the 4-hourly chart, just to tell you what I'm looking at on the shorter time frames, here is a downward sloping trend line that is basically the same from this downward sloping channel and the $62,700 level that I'm watching right now. Once we're breaking above that, I will also start adding more to the positions that I've taken, but only then, you know, so that's what I'm waiting for. So we got here a nice push it to the upside earlier with the last 4-hourly candle to like $63,000, but I want to see a proper move here above, candle close there, you know, so then I add more to my positions. If you're not in a position yet, that would be also a level where you can open a new Bitcoin position, but do it with low leverage, you know, don't over leverage yourself. I'm also not doing that right now. Or let me put it this way. I'm not over leveraging myself because the position size is really, really small, even though I use high leverage, you know, so you have to understand how these mechanics are working to properly use them. Now, when it comes to liquidation levels, there is not much beneath us to clean anymore that it makes any sense to move the prices lower, you know, so potentially we still need a proper liquidation candle, capitulation candle, proper capitulation candle, but this capitulation candle, when you go to a higher time frame, could have been already this one here. So basically yesterday's candle. So that we have to wait a couple more hours to see how this is going to play out, but on the higher time frames, we are massively overextended and oversold. And need already a bounce back to the upside. I'm also going to show that to you before the end of this video. Long liquidations, there's not much to take anymore beneath us, you know, so you see that. So here's just all the way down to like $55,000 if you want the perma long positions. But otherwise, because they have super low leverage, but otherwise there's only liquidity to the upside, massive liquidity to the upside in grasp, so in short distance, not if you move the price to the downside. So of course, I want to warn you about one scenario. I put a really, really small percentage on that this is actually going to happen, but I just want to show it to you. So if for whatever reason we would lose $59,000, then the next level that Bitcoin would drop to would be down here. So to $52,000, that is the next level of support where Bitcoin would drop to. Do I believe that we are going to get there? Not really, So unless something absolutely crazy happens again that affects the world economics, I don't believe that we are going to see this. Not the halving, nothing. So should normally get us to this level down here. Only in the case again that a war somewhere breaks out, Iran sends a nuke to Israel. In an event like that, I kind of can understand that we could see a breakdown here, but otherwise, never ever. When we're going to the liquidation heat map, here, I think I saw it on the 3 months, or did I see it on, here on the 3 months chart. So here you see another reason why we could get down there, because here are a lot of long-term long positions that would get liquidated around the $52,000 level. But you see here, in short distance to the price action right now, it kind of stops around $57,500. So like I said, maybe one last capitulation candle to like 58, 57, something like this. And I think then it's completely back up only. And the same goes if we go above $64,000. And then the direction is here to the upside to take out all this short liquidity up here. That's concentrated between $71,500 to like $75,000 ish in that kind of region. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade anywhere right now, then do this on BYBIT to still get $30,000. If you sign up there, otherwise use Margex. I'm also trading there right now. And if you are in a jurisdiction where you cannot use BYBIT, use BITGET or Phemex. On Phemex, you still get up to $17,000 if you use here the link down below. And if you just want to copy trade me, I will start copy trading, I think tomorrow, after tomorrow on FAIRDESK again. There you get $120,000 in bonuses with the link down below. All the links are in the description or in the pinned comment below this video here, and you support the channel, which I highly appreciate. So now I just want to show you some of the trades that I have right now. So on Phemex, you see I have not much money in these trades. I'm using here $1,000, in both positions. I will keep adding to these positions just to get my entry down. So I'm dollar cost averaging down into these positions. But you see, I have really low liquidation prices. They will not get hit, So this is like 300% to the downside. This is like 100% to the downside. I'm pretty convinced that we are not going to hit this, That's why I just leave them running until they hit my take profit. That's Fetch and SNX. So and on BYBIT, I have also a Bitcoin position right now that I'm also keep scaling in. So here right now, $861 is what I'm using. And so I'm using a half a Bitcoin more or less, and I'm here on 100x leverage. I'm like, I don't know how much percent I'm down. It's not a lot. Yeah, it's like 1.7%, So Bitcoin was really close today to get you to break even. One more push here above that level, and I believe that Bitcoin is going to go to like 64 and beyond. So because it's such high leverage, I have also here a short-term target of $65,000 on that specific trade. I might change it if I see a really violent breakout to the upside. We'll then use some higher targets and keep this trade running to the upside. Something else that we need to talk about is the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion, can still go higher from here. Yeah, as much as you don't want to hear that, but if Bitcoin turns around right now and goes to like $70,000 and beyond, we will definitely touch here again 57%, So and especially when Bitcoin goes to a new all-time high. I think we need another touch here to create a double top, and then we start the altcoin season. So and this can still take, in my opinion, another week or 10 days, something like that, in that vicinity. When we go to the total market cap, like everything, the total market cap, we are still at $2.21 trillion. I'm still bullish on it, and we never touched here back into that support area, and that makes me really, really bullish on the total market cap. What I would like to see for this week, before we close the weekly candle, coming back to $2.32 trillion and confirm here this whole area here as support, and not that we turn this back into resistance. So if we can do that this week with the weekly close, that would be amazing, and would also signal to me, if we get back to $2.32 trillion, that the bottom is in across the market, and that we can start buying heavily again and start new positions. When it comes to the USDT dominance, I just want to briefly touch on that. Here, once we are getting above 4.82%, also here, I believe once we are getting under this, that the bottom is in, and that we don't see continuation here. So, which would cause a further bleed in the market. I would only change my stance here if we break 5% on the USDT dominance. But right now, it looks like people start deploying capital back into the market, which is showing us that more and more people potentially think that the bottom is in. And again, if you are not starting slowly right now deploying capital, you will bite yourself that you did not use this massive, massive opportunity that's in front of us. Tomorrow, we are going, no, not tomorrow. I will do it after tomorrow, after the halving actually happened. After the halving actually happened, we're gonna start talking about altcoins. Maybe I do it tomorrow already, just giving you some buy zones that we can talk about and position ourselves with, just in case that we are getting them during the halving or something like that. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow, guys. Let's do it tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.